So last week, let's start with what this year is. This is the year to? Oh man, live it when it's hard. Live it when it's really hard. Live it every day. How many of you are finding it very challenging to live it? God's getting involved in our lives and causing us to change and creating a bride that is ready for our bridegroom. So last week, Pastor talked about living it in our homes, which is the hardest place to live it because we're most comfortable in our homes and we're most used to mistreating each other in our homes. So encouraging us to live it in our homes. And I want to take it a little step further and ask that we live it in our personal selves. God has been speaking to me for months on this message. I saved it because, I don't volunteer to preach. I just know this is the week that I preach every year. So for months he's been speaking to me about cleaning our houses, about cleaning up our lives, about getting a clean sweep inside of our own selves. So, wow, Bruce. He's not on. We can't hear him. We can't see him or hear him. Okay.
Good to go?
Oh, yeah. There we are. I bet you were wondering why we have this huge mess on the altar today when you come in, because I'm not really a fan of messes, and I don't like clutter.
This isn't a mess. I get used to this. This is normal for me.
This is disgusting, Bruce. This is really gross. Like, you're sitting on the floor.
Well, my chair's full of a few things that I'm going to be able to use one time or another.
Yeah, okay. So my husband records, we have to TiVo because, we have to watch shows when we can watch them at 10 o'clock at night or early in the morning, whatever.
Well, wait a minute. This isn't hurting anybody.
Okay, Bruce. Anyways, he TiVos these shows, Hoarders, which is traumatizing for me to even watch these shows. It's really disgusting. But while I was watching these shows, there was one person that they have psychologists that come in and try to help them break this, and they do an intervention, and we're going to intervene in Bruce's situation here eventually. Right, Bruce? But they
I
have
really
people
don't
come
need
in.
it. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay, keep telling yourself that. Anyways, there was a psychologist that came in, and I loved when she said, as soon as she said these words, I'm like, that's a sermon. That's a sermon. She said what they do is they're externalizing what they're feeling. We're good at keeping it inside. And some of us, this is what it looks like inside. They just happen to put it all on the outside where everybody can see it. But we're good at keeping it on the inside.
I'm not hiding anything. I'm just saying.
Bruce has got quite a mess. So our lives sometimes, we look at this and we're like, that's not me. That's not my home. But is it our spiritual lives? When God is telling us this year to live it, he's going to put his finger on different areas of our lives. And we can sit back and we can choose to do nothing about it. We can bury our head in the sand and get used to the things that are on our lives. And we can make up all sorts of excuses like people do. We justify all of our actions. We justify everything that we do as if it's right.
I'm sorry. You just can't teach a dog a new trick, right? This is the way it is. I'm comfortable.
Really? You comfy on the floor? With
It's
all that
brand
dirt
new
around
carpet.
you? John Maxwell has a quote that I love. I've been using this on the Thursday night Live It class. And it's, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. Bruce is never going to get out of this mess until he starts tackling some of this real issues that he has going on. He's never going to get out of it until he starts doing something about it. So if your life is a mess spiritually, if God's putting his finger on something in your life, let's live it this year. let's take the time to pick it up. If he says get rid of it.
Whoa. Wait a minute. I might be able to use that. No, those are nickels.
I'm taking it. Let's take the time to actually get a hold of it and get it out of our lives and remove it.
Is that a seed or an alm?
That's garbage. That's just trash. That's getting rid of junk. You know, one of my favorite, it wasn't my favorite, it was so sad. It was probably the most pathetic point that I've seen in hoarders. No, there's a lot of pathetic points. But they were cleaning out, this young boy had become like his mother, you know, because our kids will tend to do that. This young boy, they were cleaning out his room, and there was a cotton ball that they went to throw in the garbage can, and he started freaking out. Not my favorite cotton ball! Seriously.
Right.
Now, you think that's ridiculous, right?
No.
Is this your favorite cotton?
Not anymore. There it goes.
I'll intervene for him. But you know what? As ridiculous as that seems, when God puts his finger on something in our lives, do we say, no, God, not that, not that. Take the stroller, not my cotton ball.
My kids are gone. It'll be for my
See,
grandkid, though.
You need that.
My grandchildren will be able to use that.
Your cute little grandbaby.
Oh, by the way, yes, there is a grandchild involved here. But.
There really is. That's the only thing real about this. Bruce does not live like this. He assures me at home that this is not the way he lives. But let's get...
I knew I couldn't fool you. I knew it. Let's just say my house is clean now.
At the moment. Good, because you knew he was coming up here and he'd have to say that, so he cleaned up for it. So let's just get into some of the stuff that maybe we have that we're hoarding in our spiritual life. Oh, a little bit of gossip. Oh, none of us have any problem with a little bit of gossip. You know, this live it thing really happens when the rubber meets the road. When you get that juicy little tidbit about that person that you can't stand, and you just want to share it with as many people as you can share it with. Do you know the Word of God speaks against gossip? Lots and lots. It's sin. So I'm not going to pick on big sins today because they're a little obvious: lying, stealing, killing, those things. I'm going to meddle in the things that, we try to hide. Our words, the things that we say coming out of our mouths. Do we watch those things? Or is that some of the junk that we have built up and that we're holding on to? Oh.
I don't know. I need makeup.
How about rebellion? Anybody got a little bit of rebellion? I've heard people say, I only submit to God, not people. Heard that one? Maybe you said that one. Really? You only submit to God, not people? Because God ordained authorities in our lives. I know we like this one for our kids. My favorite one, children, where are you? Oh, I don't see them. Obey your parents they are there. Obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. We like to say it about our children. But as adults, do you realize that God has put authorities in our lives that we must submit to, and leaderships and government that we're required to submit to? So even as adults, we have people that we are under their authority. Oh, wives, submit yourselves to your husband as unto the Lord. Uh-oh. Shh, back there. No man can comment right now. This is just between me and the wives. All right? I'll share. You know what? We'll make this even. I'll share for the men really quickly afterwards. But wives, submit yourselves to your husband as unto the Lord. It's not old-fashioned thinking. It's the Word of God. Type up the word submit in BibleGateway.com. You're going to find a lot of verses that make you feel very uncomfortable. If we can't submit to the God-given authorities in our lives, then how can we say we submit to God? We're really not. The way we submit to our husbands is exactly the way we submit to God. Don't deceive ourselves.